Are you a Web3 marketing agency? And if you are only tracking human wallets, then I'm going to tell that you need to start tracking agent wallet also. Hello, I am Mani Malarvannan. In this video, we will look into how we can able to track both the agents and humans, those who are using the wallets and making transactions in the blockchain. So if you are a marketing agency, then definitely you need to understand what is going on in the industry so that you will be prepared for the agent era. So already the AI agents are started using crypto in various day-to-day transactions for customers on their behalf. For example, Near co-founder, one of the very popular blockchain protocol founder, he mentioned that AI agents will become the primary users of the blockchain networks in the near future. We don't know how long it's going to take, but the trend already started in 2026. And as you know, there is more and more money is pouring into AI, and more new technologies are started adapting AI in their framework. So from the marketing agency's point of view, you need to start paying attention to the AI agents and see how well your marketing agencies can able to track the wallets. And also Binance co-founder, uh, uh, Binance founder mentioned that the agents are going to make 1 million plus transactions in the near future. So the transaction could be anything. It could be either purchasing a token or managing their entire portfolio. So whatever may be the action the agents are doing for their human owners, you need to understand whether the traffic is coming from the human being or agents so that you can able to make the attribution model to understand how well the marketing campaign is going for your customers. So these are all not just a predictions. These are all already started happening. So from the marketing agency's point of view, you need to make sure that you use the proper tools and technologies to understand this trend and capture the market so that you can grow with the AI. Say, for example, in 2026, 68% of the new DeFi protocols, they are all including autonomous agents in their architecture. So any new age protocols, blockchain protocols are going to build, there will be a clear provision for AI agents to participate. There will be a clear provision for agents to use their protocol for any type of transaction. Right now, 18% of the prediction market are used by agents. It's already happening. So previously, they are called bots, but bots are all blocked because they don't want bots to come and use that particular website, particular blockchain protocol. But that trend is changing. These are all not bots. These are all agents. These are all intelligent agents. They are working for humans. So there could be, just like how we have a B2B, B2C transaction, there will be B2A transaction, business to agent, agent to business transaction. All those new terminologies are going to pop up sooner than later. So from the marketing agency's point of view, you need to have proper tools and technologies to capture this market so that you can able to grow with this trend. In February 2026, the BNB chain infrastructure, so they deployed production grade infrastructure to accommodate autonomous agent payments. So the infrastructure side in the crypto, they are all happening, they are all accommodating agents. And then in the new DeFi protocol, they are including agents, and the prediction market and various other markets already agents are started using it. So the trend is very clear. So you need to understand agents, how agents are being used, and then you can able to understand how to change your marketing agency's perspective using this agent technology. And TRM Labs, one of the premier lab, uh, they have been involved in the crypto crime investigation. They are using agents to capture illicit transactions, because these agents are not like humans. They're not going to sleep. It's a 24/7 operation. So human beings needs to take rest. They need to go to sleep. They have other activities they need to do. But the agents, those who are operating on human behalf, they can do transaction 24/7, and the blockchain is 24/7. So from the marketing agency's point of view, you need to understand when the traffic is coming, whether it is coming from human beings or agents, so that you can able to create the attribution model to understand where your customers needs to spend their effort and money to attract more customers and more agents also. So why this breaks the traditional Web3 analytics? So you can ask, what is the point? And in the Web3, I'm going to track the number of transaction at the end. Why would I need to differentiate between agent versus human? See, the initial user count that you are giving to your customers, how many users are coming in, if you are not differentiating between agents and human beings, then you are giving false informations to your customers, so how many people are using it. So you need to understand in the beginning itself where the data is coming from, whether the data is coming from human beings or agents, so that you can distinguish between those two. So for this to happen, you need to have proper tools and technologies to differentiate the traffic coming from the agents and human beings, because the traffic could be started by a human being and ultimately the agent may complete the transaction. For example, if you are working for a initial token company, they want to start a marketing campaign using your marketing agency, and you send couple of mass emails, and then you post couple of links in Twitter or Discord channel, and the user sees it, and then user clicks it, and then user reads it. All those are Web2 transactions. It's all happening in the Web2. And then the user tells that personal agent, go and complete this transaction whenever the transaction fee is less than $5, say. So then the agent will be continuously monitoring the blockchain fee, and then whenever the fee is less than $5, it's going to complete the transaction. In this scenario, the transaction started by a human by first clicking the link you posted, and then the user really likes the token and the user wants to purchase the token, and then the user tells his or her personal agent to complete the transaction, and then the agent completes the transaction. So in this case, you need to understand where it started in the Web2 and where it ended in Web3, and then by whom it started and whom it ended in the blockchain, so that you can able to clearly distinguish and create a attribution model. Without this data, you will be creating a broken attribution model without understanding what exactly happened. Because once you know where the data is coming from, you can able to fine tune your marketing campaign according to the needs of the user, according to the needs of the agent. Because as I told you earlier, agents are 24/7. So you don't have to do anything specifically a flashy website. The agents doesn't care about whether you have a good website or you have a properly aligned image, anything like that. The agents are going to use whatever the users want the agents to do, because the agents are just going to execute the task given to them, and it's going to go and do it 24/7. So for that, you need to have a proper alignment in your marketing campaign to collect the data, so that you can able to understand the intent of the users and the intent of the agent, and ultimately provide proper details to your customers from their marketing agency's point of view. So segmenting agents from humans, these are all some simple examples that I am providing it here. And in practical, there will be a lot more new ways we need to identify the signal to understand what exactly the transaction is going to happen, whether it is created or ended by a human wallet or by AI agent wallet. So in the transaction frequency, if you are a human wallet, it would be irregular and then the events are all clustered. In the back end, you need to have a system to understand this type of signal. Signal is basically the data that is coming from either Web2 or Web3. And then the AI agent wallet is consistent and then it's a fixed interval. Say, for example, there are many users, they say every day morning, 8 o'clock, go and see what happened in the blockchain network and provide me the detailed report. So in that case, the agents are using the blockchain transaction to perform certain tasks. So it will be consistent and you can have a fixed interval and also the timing. Only the human beings use the wallet whenever they are online, either in the morning or after the work. But a agent wallet, it uses 24/7. There is no critical pattern. Even the 12 in the night, you can see some transaction happening. That's because the agents are finding the transaction fees lower during that time, and it's going to commit the transaction. And then the timing. So there is a peak during starting of the workday and then maybe ending of the workday. But for agents, it's a 24/7. So there is no critical pattern you can able to identify is. And then the gas optimization. So human wallets, humans are all very emotional. If they really like a NFT token, they are just going to go and purchase it. So it will be inconsistent and they don't mind paying $1 or $2, or if they really like, they don't mind paying $50, $100 more and purchasing the NFT tokens. But agents are not like that. If you are given a agent, purchase the NFT token whenever the transaction fee is less than $5 or whenever the NFT token value goes 70% or 10%, whatever may be the criteria the agent is given, the agent is going to work continuously to identify, and whenever all the data points are fulfilled, it's going to commit the transaction. So you cannot use the gas optimization strategy to find whether it is a human wallet versus a agent wallet. So you really need to use all the data points to understand and identify and clearly separate those two. And then the wallet age before the first transaction. Usually the human wallets most likely will be days or weeks when they created the wallet. But AI agent sometimes it creates the wallet dynamically and it's going to use the wallet to perform the transaction and then they may close the wallet. So it could be seconds and minutes. That's the another signal you need to have in your analytical tools that you are using to identify these trends to understand if the transaction is happening from human or agent. And then the Web2 session data. You will have a browser history for Web2 side, but for the human created wallets. But for agents, there is no browser because the agent may not even use the browser. It will directly go and use the system and commit the transaction. So all these are all some of the signals that your backend systems, your analytical tools need to understand and use it so that you will have a proper attribution model built for your customers. In AnalyticKit, we have a tool we are building and it will be ready in the next couple of months and we are launching it and you can able to use this and understand these differences between either the transaction started by a human being or a agent so that from the marketing agency's point of view you will be ready to attract the agent based transactions for your customers. So the new metrics for agents dominated world. See, right now most of the data points and metrics are all created for human beings, but going forward you need to come up with the metrics to track agent transaction, to track human transaction, and then to track agent plus human transaction. So sometimes the agent can start the transaction and then the humans may be ending the transaction, or there could be agent continuously starting and ending the transaction. So all those possibilities are there. You need to come up with a mechanism to identify those metrics, either human only transaction. Say, for example, cost per wallet connect, add attribution, and retention curves. These are needs to be excluded from agent wallets from the human wallet so that there is a clean separation of data. And then agent inclusive metrics, total transaction volume, the contract utilization, fee revenue. It needs to include agent, and also it needs to have a exclude agent. Say, for example, from the marketing agency's point of view, if your customer wants to ask the question, show me all the agent concluded transactions, or show me all the human beings concluded transactions. So you need to have data ready to show your customers so that your customers can understand what exactly is going on in their blockchain network, what exactly is going on in their decentralized application, so that they can able to identify who is using their networks. See, it is not human versus agents. Both needs to coexist in this world. So from the marketing agency's point of view, you need to have proper tools to understand these trends, come up with the metrics so that you can also help your customers to identify where the data is coming, whether it is agent specific or non-agent specific. Say, for example, agent specific metrics, you need to have an agent count, average transaction value, retention patterns, and then the agent frameworks used. They could be using AutoGPT, LangChain. There are various AI agent-based protocols and technologies are available. Which one they are using? Why you need to know? If you know that AutoGPT is the framework they are using, then the marketing company, you can able to tell your customers there are large number of customers are coming in auto gpt. So the protocol, blockchain protocol company may have some kind of a marketing partnership with auto gpt, because they can able to attract more agents coming. See, agents are not going to start all these for themselves. Behind there are human beings operating these agents, or the agents are working for the human beings. So if you are going to spend marketing dollar, you want to spend where the data is coming from. First you need to understand if it is coming from humans, and then you need to understand if it is coming from agents, so that you can able to identify what you need to do to attract more agents or more customers. Because even if the agent uses your the marketing, the blockchain is going to make money out of it. But without this understanding, you may be targeting wrong audience. So from the marketing agency, you need to understand proper data and collect proper data and understand where that traffic is coming and where the traffic is ending within the blockchain network. So if you are preparing your analytical stack in the backend, these are all some of the steps you can do to identify. The first and foremost step is the wallet classification at the ingestion time. So you need to understand whether the wallets are it's a human or agent, because sometimes it's not easy to identify where the traffic is coming from. At least the technologies are not yet. Maybe the technology changes in the near future. You can able to clearly identify whether the transaction happens from human beings or from wallets. But you need to have a mechanism in the backend to understand it and then unify the data. If you just collect the Web2 data or Web3 data from the blockchain, that's not going to help. You need to collect both the Web2 data, Web3 data, unify it so that you can have a clear attribution model for your customers. And then the flexible segmentation. You need to persist all the data so that later on you can able to pull the data and create graphs for your customers or create a PDF reports for your customers so that they can able to identify if the data is coming from human only, agent only, or combined. And then the anomaly detection API first. You need to have your backend infrastructure analytical tools capable of integrating with any of the chat boxes. Say, for example, you are using a Cloud Code, one of the very popular LLM model from Anthropic, or you are using ChatGPT, you should have to easy integration of those chat boxes with the backend Web2, Web3 analytical tools to ask questions and get responses, or you can able to create whatever graphs you need to do using the tools and technologies. So for this to happen, you need to have a proper technology at the back end so that you can use these tools from the marketing agency's point of view to understand what is going on in the entire marketing platform. The bottom line, AI agents are here and it's going to grow in more and more in the near future. So with the 68% of the new DeFi protocols are using agents in their architecture. So there is a major trend shifting in the crypto world. So the entire crypto world is adapting for agents and human beings. So you need to segment your data and you need to have a flexible dashboards you can able to build, whether the dashboards are agent only, human only, agent plus human combination, whatever your customer needs. Your marketing agencies needs to provide those details either by graphs or by plain data, whatever the medium your customer wants. So you need to have a proper tools and technologies to capture those the data and then create the KPIs. In our AnalyticKit Web2 Web3 analytical platform, you can able to do all those. You can able to create dashboards, or if you want to integrate the entire our backend tool to your ChatGPT or Cloud Code, you should be able to do it, and you should be able to produce whatever images or documents you can able to produce by getting the data and then using ChatGPT to produce the graphs and images for you. That's also possible. So that's all I want to discuss in this video. And if you have any questions or comments, please send us an email or post it in this YouTube channel. We'll be happy to help you. Thanks. Appreciate the time you spent with me today. And if you like this video, please share and subscribe. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to use our products, you can go to dpa.analytickit.com and start using it. And if you need to know more about our tools and technologies, to know about our company, please visit analytickit.com. Thank you. Bye.